These are two different apps, Calendly versus Cal. How to make booking calls online easier. We have a very important room today, and I would love to just shout out to the Business and Marketing House on Clubhouse. Shout out to Rocky. And thank you for the opportunity to be here and share some really cool insights with y'all today. So we're going to be looking into some info. Welcome, Jolene and Retta. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a very interesting room where we're going to dive a little deeper into these two platforms that you may have heard of or not heard of. So if you have, great. If you haven't, then this is the first time you're hearing it, then I hope you learn something new about these platforms, because these platforms really do well. And when they do well, they'll work well. So we're going to make sure that we can talk about this today. And if you have any questions, if you'd like to book a call with me, discovery, let's get together and understand what your goal and your business is so you can actually have a long-term presence. Then you can also click the link above and that can be where you'll be able to find it as well. Welcome, Rand. I'm excited to share these details with you today because majorly these two platforms are mostly talked about, and mostly they are used for scheduling calls. And this is not like Zoom or Google Meet or there's another one called Roam. That's another platform too. So these are platforms that you're going to have to connect to. And if you're looking at this from the perspective of how do you make booking calls online easier, then the goal is to use one of these two platforms. And I'm going to talk about Cal first because I think it would be really good if we discuss what it is. So if you're thinking about it, go to cal.com, like calculator or Calendly. Just take off the endly and you just have cal.com. Now, this platform is very unique, and I'll just tell you a little bit on how I got to know about this. Let me just give y'all a quick backstory. So with Cal, there was a time I was on LinkedIn and I saw something that was really interesting, and I clicked on it, connected, then I saw I think it was an article I was looking at, reading through, and then the next minute I now saw this link, this booking widget, and I was like, this is different. It doesn't look like Calendly. And then I did some deeper research. Welcome, Coach Z. And I did some research and I was like, oh, okay, this is different. This is actually a platform which is primarily like Calendly, but you can do everything that you pay on Calendly for free on Cal. That was the first thing I noticed. And then the second thing I noticed is that I could be able to talk to the team. So I shout out to the Cal team. So I talked to the Cal team, welcome Big G. And when I talked to the Cal team, they are in Berlin. And I was like, oh, this is different. So when I spoke with them and I really enjoyed the conversation, I said, okay, you guys are really building something really unique here. And this was last year. And I said, yeah, I'm going to talk about this, and I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I'm going to make it at a point where I can address it, and I'll just be like, okay, moving on. So I wanted to talk about these two platforms, Calendly and Cal. So I knew about Cal last year, and I've been using Calendly since 2019, I believe 2019, 2020. So I've been using Calendly for a long time, and Calendly is beautiful. So many things you can do, and I'm sure you've tried it out yourself. If you haven't, check it out. Go to calendly.com, and shout outs to the Calendly as well team. You guys are amazing. If you're listening to this, thank you for what you're creating. It's amazing. And also shout out to the owner of Calendly, Tokpe Awatona. I appreciate you, and God bless you for building something like this, because you've definitely saved a lot of people with their time, their energy, their resources, their money, just to make life easier. And everybody talks about Calendly now. So with Calendly, there are so many things you can do. And with Cal, there are so many things you can do. So on Cal, you can use this platform, and I've put the link in the chat, and see the difference between Calendly and Cal. And they literally have a comparison chart. So I'm going to go through them so that you can see the difference. With cal.com, you can do custom routing logic. With Calendly, you can't. With cal.com, custom domains and email domains. On Calendly, you can't. Hey, Rocky, what's going down? I hope you got to sleep good, too.
I'm actually still in bed waiting on my Chipotle. Oh, you mean last night? I feel like I'm always in bed. I'm always in bed. No, yeah, I did. I got some good sleep. And it was a good room.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. I'm glad that you're here. You know, we're looking at these two. Have you heard of Cal, by the way?
No, I thought it was like the Google Calendar or something. I never heard of Cal, no.
Background of how I got to know about Cal last year. It was on LinkedIn. I was, online. I was reading some article. I don't remember what it was, but I was reading the article, and from the article, I was able to now see this widget, and I was like, this does not look like Calendly. It looks different. So I now did a little research, went to even see the company on LinkedIn. Then I booked a call to do a demo, and then I got to connect to the team, and I got to see like, oh, these guys are in Berlin. This is really interesting. So I got to know, okay, this is in Europe. So they're using a completely different system than people in the US, and people a lot use Calendly here more than Cal, and Cal is not really that known. So I said, you know what, since I know these two platforms, how about bring them together? Because with Calendly, you'll be paying about, is it $12, $15 thereabout, per month. And whatever you're paying on Calendly for that price for $2 you're going to be getting that for free on Cal. So you can create multiple event types. So I was just about to go through the whole process. Excuse me, I was about to go through the whole process so you can be able to, see the difference between the two. And I put the link in the chat where it's going to have like the comparison between the two. But these are two distinct different businesses, and they do extremely well. It's just based on preference and what you like. So I wanted to mention that quickly. So
can I go on Google and find it?
Yeah, I put the link in the chat too, okay. But you can just, it's cal.com, CAL.com.
And do you still have Flowdesk? I thought they had their own scheduler.
They look alike in a way. So Flowdesk and Cal and Calendly could be different. And the good thing with Cal is that you can also white label it for those who want to do it. Calendly, you can't. And they both synchronize with Salesforce and HubSpot. And Calendly has a one-way sync, and cal.com has a two-way sync. Then cal.com has role-based permissions. Calendly does not. Cal.com has custom APIs and webhooks. Calendly does not. Cal.com has dynamic group links. Calendly does not. Cal.com has recurring events. Calendly does not.
You're looking at them.
You're looking
at the Trustpilot score. What the freak?
If you click
but how do you know if it's true or not? That's the only thing I don't like about Trustpilot, because people can, they replicate it.
I'm not on Trustpilot. So you see, like if you look at Calendly and you look at Cal, I'm looking at it too right now. So when you look at Calendly and Cal, it says cal.com right now has 4.7 stars, and that's out of 335 reviews.
I know, I'm asking, how do you know if it's validated or not? Like, how do you know if that's actual thing? Because people do that all the time.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. So I also have a Trustpilot, and I love Trustpilot because they are very big on transparency, and big on not fishing or kind of like review farming, if I can call it that, where you're just trying to get people and have them in there and just try to get their email or try to get their review. It's going to have to be done in a way that is authentic, ethical, and practical and professional too. So with Trustpilot, first of all, you can't even have a Trustpilot account if you don't have a work email. If you don't have a business email, you can't use mybusiness@gmail.com. You won't be able to sign up for an account because you need a work email to sign up for an account, a free account. So when you have that and you have a trust badge, you're also going to be categorized in different places. So when people are leaving reviews on your Trustpilot, they're leaving reviews and they also would have to log in they have to do like a two-factor authentication. They have to log in through their Facebook or through their Google or through their Apple Mail for them to even leave a review, because that name is going to be registered under that name. So it's kind of like when you leave a comment on someone's blog and you have to log in as a user to be able to leave a comment. That's the same thing that you can do for the reviews on Trustpilot. So you can't just drop a review and go, because even if you drop it, sometimes that can happen and they end up moderating and reviewing your portfolio in between time, and the ones that are not actually valid, they're going to actually delete them. Because what happens is sometimes people can just actively put links there and say, oh yeah, I just have a link or a review and I'm just going to put it out there and that's it. No, it has to be an authentic person, it has to be a real person. And even with Trustpilot, they put the country. So if you signed in through google.co.uk, then you're going to have GB, Great Britain, next to your name. If it's going to be US, you're going to have United States because it's .com. So it's very specific. They don't play with that compliance at all. So it's very important to use Trustpilot. That's why I also talked about it yesterday as a good form of conduct for you to use it for a way to also sign up for business. So you have Google reviews, which is there. You have Trustpilot, you have G2, which is for software and tech. So these are platforms that if you already have that authenticity to drive it forward. And the people who leave comments there are also real people. So when it's a bot, you'll be able to tell because it will show like it's a lot. And that's also going to have a spammy feel and a spammy account. You may even get a banner talking about the business, but if it's authentic, it will even tell you when the account was claimed, the year, the month, and the year. So it's very authentic and it's very transparent too. Just wanted to let you know.
Okay, gotcha.
Question. Hey JL, thank you for being here. I also see you as well. Whitney and Coach Z, we'd love to hear from y'all. Question, contribution, what are you thinking? Do you use Calendly? Do you use Cal? Have you heard of them? What's going down?
Fun stuff. I'm a Calendly girl.
Same here. Definitely Calendly all the way.
I'm sorry I didn't share, but I have Calendly too.
Team Calendly here. Okay, me too. John, what about you?
I don't use either one. Quite honestly, I find them to be a pain in the ass. I've had people send me links for Calendly, and I think it's self-serving, to be honest with you. If I have a guest on my show, they email me. Otherwise, that's it. I don't need any Calendly, Cal, any of that stuff. I think it's a waste of time, to be honest with you.
Interesting, John. You know what? I'm going to come back and ask this question because something got me thinking about, especially on the podcast scheduling point. JL, what about you?
Definitely team Calendly, and I hate to try to manipulate anybody in the audience, but if you are a pro-Black business person, you should be Calendly too, because the founder is a Atlanta resident and Nigerian-born founder.
I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that. Even better.
Yeah, this is what I just talked about at the beginning of the room. Yeah, it's an exciting time. His name is Tokpe Awotona, and I also got to hear him talk on a podcast a long time ago. I think this was in 2020, 2019, and I listened to that episode very well. I remember I listened to it on a web browser, and it wasn't on a podcast player. And I listened to it, and I heard him even talk about, he even gave his email address at the end of the interview. And I was like, okay, Calendly, this is good. Early days. So I signed up and I've been there since. And then I heard about Cal last year because
He probably didn't expect to be a billionaire, you know. So
you know what I'm saying? Right.
he did the
Literally. So I'm just like, yeah, this is definitely a God thing, and I'm glad that he was able to demystify what people have been struggling with, because most people use I can't even say that name, Acuity scheduling. They use others, and it's cool, but when I look at the simplicity of the platforms and the apps, it can really play a big role into how you also set up into your scheduling and how you set up your business, what you do. So we're going to cover all those things as well. So Cal is basically more slow in Europe because I got to know about it and I talked to people in Berlin, and that's how I got to know about it last year. So, and whatever you pay on Calendly, that's the price for Calendly. You get everything for free on Cal. And their interface is really good too. So they're really two good platforms you can check. It's just based on user preference. I use Calendly and I've been on there, so you don't have to switch. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So you just want to at least be aware of what's going on in the market as well. Ifeanyi, what about you?
Well, first of all, let me just say, these people don't ever come on stage when I have a room in here. So it must be you, Favour, because I don't know why Ifeanyi and JL don't never come up when I have my business spaces.
Oh,
Yikes.
But anyway, unmic Ifeanyi, go ahead.
Well, yeah, you know, I try to keep it simple in these streets, Miss Rocky. Is you know, it's not really about you or anything like that, you know. Uh, but anyways,
It's fine. I respect it.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I mean, I use Cal, and if you know me, you can almost guess why, because Cal is open source. Although the founder just got into his feelings and decided that, hey, you know what? AIs are ruining open source, so we're going to make a closed source. I don't know the process they're going through to get that done. But so far, Cal has been open source for a while. I can download the stack locally. I'm not using it. I'm not deploying Cal directly. I am using their cloud. But outside of that, Cal is also developer friendly, which is a big deal for me. Big deal. I automate Cal and availability. If you go on my website and you go to get started form, when you get to the end, I have my own custom UI that would pull up and show you the times I have available, but that's all through Cal's integration. So a lot of developer support, and that's what I really love about that. It helps you manage my time.
I love that. Yeah, that's really true. I was even before Rocky jumped in, before we even got too deep into this, I was even like giving y'all the differences between Cal and Calendly. And I put the link in the chat so you guys can also do your research, read it. It's the very first link at the top of the chat. And Cal.com has custom routing logic. Calendly does not. Cal.com has custom domains and email domains. Calendly does not. Cal.com has white labeling. Calendly does not. Cal.com has sync with Salesforce and HubSpot with a two-way sync, and Calendly has a one-way sync. Cal.com has role-based permissions. Calendly does not. Cal.com has custom APIs and webhooks. Calendly does not. Cal.com has dynamic group links, and Calendly does not. Cal.com has recurring events. Calendly does not. Cal.com has instant meetings. Calendly does not. They both have SSO, SCIM, domain-wide delegation, and Calendly has it only on the enterprise level. Cal.com requires confirmation. Calendly does not. Cal.com is on the block list and Calendly is not. Trustpilot-wise, Cal.com has 4.7 out of 298 reviews, and Calendly has 3.1 out of 454 reviews. That's a lot of information. So I would like to just toss the mic up and hear what your thoughts are on what you just heard.
I feel like I need to switch over.
That's a big one. Okay, Ifeanyi.
Yeah, you know exactly that. You know, it's just developer friendly, and it does have a nice user interface for the less technical people. So you could just live in the app on the browser. I think you also have a mobile app as well, so you can just live in the app and sort of manage. And you can also, of course, you have paid events. You can connect your Stripe to it and charge people for your time. So there's those integrations that sort of make it easy, but my use case is mainly on the developer side, so just access these tools programmatically.
I think for me, I don't just jump on tools because they have a lot more options than another. I get it from the use case. If I don't need all of those extra things, then I'll probably just stick with Calendly. Like I have Go High Level. Go High Level does damn near everything. So if I don't need it, then I'm not going to jump on top of it. If it makes sense, then I will.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be used. If you don't need them at all, you just want a calendar, you just want routing, you want to connect to your Zoom. Cal.com has its own inbuilt video interface. And I've also talked to the CMO at Roam. Roam is another alternative to Zoom. If you've ever heard of Roam before, ROAM, you can check that out too. Roam is out there if you guys want to learn more about it. So when you look at these platforms that are available, yes, we have Google Meet, we have Teams. These are platforms that we use to have meetings, virtual meetings. So now when people are using these platforms to book meetings online, what I've come to see, and this is something I'm just going to say flat out because I don't see this a lot, and I think it needs to be addressed so that when more people do this, you're not going to be stressing about where you need to put your links and stuff like that. When you use these calendars, whether you're on Go High Level, whether you are on Calendly, whether you're on Cal, it's really important to embed your codes and put them on your website so people can book directly on your website than clicking on the link. You'd rather have somebody spend 10 minutes, 10 seconds using your website to book a meeting with you than sending them to calendly.com or cal.com where they're spending time on those domain properties. I'm looking at time, bounce rates. I'm looking at technical SEO. I'm not talking about who's booking, who's not. I'm thinking about data. I'm thinking about intelligence. So if we can switch that little code and use that to make sure that we have better accessibility, to create more awareness and have a much refined and robust analytics dashboard, the better it is going to be for you when you have things set up. So I'm not telling you to do this. If you don't have to, that's fine. But these are the things that I would do if I were you, if I was looking for information and getting more detail to serve my community within a more niche and double down base. That way they can be able to connect with me and now they can be on my website to book a call than clicking on the link and being redirected to another tab. So I love that you guys mentioned that too. Welcome, Sean. We'd love to hear from anyone. Welcome, Pierre. What are your thoughts on the conversation today?
I want to quickly jump in. I like what is Finney. Did I pronounce it? I don't know if I'm butchering your name correct or say it correctly, but I do want to give you a lot of praise for something that you said, which I thought really summarizes everything. You mentioned that with Cal, correct me if I'm wrong, that it's pretty much a lot of the features are very developer oriented. And I think that's something that small business owners kind of need to tune in a little bit. To Rocky's point, which I think is also great, the idea that, if it doesn't appeal to you immediately in terms of something that you're integrating with, there should be that appeal right off the bat. But I liked the comment about the developer part because that also means that if it doesn't appeal to you immediately, maybe there's something there that can be developed out for a tool that you intend to use. And I think it's just a matter of planning your usage or imagining your usage very clearly, so that way you're not just, you don't want to switch. I agree with what's been said. You don't want to switch off the bat for anything. But at the same time, it needs to be very clear to you about what the advantage is, whether it's cost, whether it's a feature that you can take advantage of immediately with the connector, or if there's something that you might need to build out and there's a platform that allows you to do that cleanly. And this sounds like a platform that allows for that. So I love the points that were raised. Just wanted to put a highlight marker to it and land there.
Thank you, Pierre. Yeah, it's definitely a game changer, and not many people are aware about this platform because they know about Calendly more than Cal. And I just felt like it would be good to bring this up. And just to give y'all an extension, I don't know if you knew about this with Cal. Cal has something called Cal AI. And you can also do like cal.ai, and it will redirect you to cal.com/AI. And what it does, it can actually, this is real time, guys. I'm putting the link in the chat so you can check this out if you want to check it. There's an actual phone number you can call on this website, and it's going to be AI talking to you, and it's an AI powered scheduler that can be able to schedule your calls. So check this out. When you call
I have
this.
that.
You
Wink,
have it,
wink. It's
Rocky?
called Voice AI on Go High Level. I
Go
have it
high
right now on
level.
my website.
You see? So every company, every business, Calendly, I don't think has that. So you don't have to use Cal AI. It's just a different place. And they don't really advertise or talk about it much. But because I want to bring this to your attention, you can be able to see it and then check it out for yourself if you'd like to try it out too. If you don't need to, that's fine. You can keep to it. But at the same time, if you want to think about what you're creating, and where your interfaces are, then these are the platforms that you want to consider as well. So yeah, this is some information I wanted to share with y'all as well. Sean, thanks for being here. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What are you thinking about the platform and which one do you use? Or if you don't use them, why and what's happening in your world?
Yeah, in the past, I would use Calendly to have people book appointments, but I don't run a huge business, so most of my stuff I just put in myself. I wasn't running online ads or anything like that, but I do have Go High Level. I was just curious what your guys' thoughts were, and might be in a different direction. So if you don't want to answer, that's fine. But in Go High Level, you can create workflows, but it doesn't allow AI agents to build workflows through there. You can use their own in-house AI developer to do workflows within there. So I had to create like a N8N system to communicate with any leads that come in. But just wondering if you guys had any feedback. It's been a pretty complicated process. I was building out my own SaaS layer that would go with Go High Level to communicate with leads, create websites, things like that, landing pages. It's just been a pretty complicated process.
What do you mind, Favor?
Let's do it. Go ahead. I don't mind.
Because they have agents inside of there. What exactly are you needing to do that you had to outsource outside of Go High Level?
So it just seemed like training the bots in Go High Level was a little complicated. I don't know if it was complicated. I didn't go that route because I started building this outside of Go High Level, and then I connected with Go High Level and then building the workflows. It just didn't seem my agents were better trained outside of Go High Level on how to respond. So I just didn't mess with their AI system.
Yeah, probably because you started on the outside, but if you were on the inside, they have a whole knowledge base of AI agents. So there's voice AI, conversational AI, all the workflows, all the agents are inside. You would just probably have to start inside out first. And it's the same thing with any other. Now, I will agree that I think outside agents are better than Go High Level agents, but you do have the ability to train them. Favor just talked about the voice AI. My voice AI, because I'm in cosmetology school now, completely has my full database. I went through it was Notebook LM, and it created my organizational chart, all my information about my business, take it from ChatGPT, all that stuff. I made it create a database. Then I put it in the AI agent. So now my voice AI, it actually literally schedules my appointments, all those different things. Now in terms of workflows, it just depends on how dynamic you'd want to do it. But if you are outside trying to bring something in to Go High Level, I think it's more of a headache. But I will say I agree that I don't think, depending on what you want to build, inside going out, it won't be that extreme. You can train them though, but probably based on what you need, they won't have it all. And Go High Level, the one thing that I don't like about Go High Level, Sean, is they're constantly building and growing, and it gets a little clunky along the way. And that's like that's the one issue. Like they have those things, but it's clunky as hell.
No offense to the people in the room who use this, but Go High Level is trash. And you should put that in the trash as fast as possible. Save you money, time, and energy. But I do understand that it works for some people. So if it works for you, maybe keep using it. Just have it in the back of your mind that is trash software. And you can achieve way better with other things, but if it works, it works.
You're trashy,
Yeah,
Kanye.
the prop.
I think, and
The
I'm sorry, just
sorry, go ahead.
really quickly, everyone, and I always say this because I know what type of rooms y'all go in, and I'm gonna be crystal clear. Not everyone is on your level. Not to Ifanye, but to a lot of people. A lot of us are not on some of y'all levels. So it may be trash to you guys, but it's easy for me to manage. at the status that I'm at right now. It may be easy for Sean to manage at the status that he is right now. If I was higher echelon like you guys, then I could be like, you know what, this is trash. I don't want to use it. But right now, and the thing that sucks, I will agree with Ifanye, is the fact that once you're in there, God damn it, now I gotta freaking figure out. I was talking to Favour about this. Now I gotta figure out how to get out of it because I've been there for so long and all my shit is on there now. My courses, my emails, my funnels, my everything is on there. So now it's not it's not as easy to just pull out of there, which sucks.
They
To your
charge
point,
you like $300 a month
I
or
only paid
something like that.
$97 a month, and it replaced
$97.
over $2,200 a month that I was spending on separate tools. So for me, it works.
Okay. You see, that makes sense. That's value. So I can stand behind that. Makes sense. That makes sense.
JL, you said developers say everything is trash. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's true. Because once you take a bite out of the forbidden apple of software, once you take that bite, it's over. Everything else changes from that point onwards. So
He kind of answered for me, but no, I think developers are just really particular, and sometimes it's not even about the use case. Sometimes it's just about the architecture and things that just don't really matter to the user, but they'll stand on those hills. So, that's just my opinion, though. But we need all perspectives, right? We need all perspectives.
And Ifanye's in trash. I actually love him. I love you, Ifanye. I'm sorry.
Yeah, coming
love you too, Rocky.
from a perspective of not being very technical, it just seemed to me that go high level, it would take a lot of time to set up the workflows and everything like that. So as soon as AI got to the point that it's at now, that's when I started messing with it a lot more. And it just seems a lot more simple for go high level for an average realtor to go in there and build out their workflows, build out their landing pages, do all that. It was just, to me, I don't think most realtors are going to mess with that. They're out in the field trying to sell properties. So that's what I personally found in the past with using go high level maybe a couple years ago.
This is so true because we've worked with real estate agents and businesses, and most times they would have those setups already or ask about them in terms of referencing or if it's even important to do it. And most times I always say, if you don't have your own website on your own server, on your own hosting, it's going to be hard to scale because you'll be depending on third-party platforms, or I can even say second-party data acquisition platforms, to still get that first-party acquisition data. Because you, let's say, be on Zillow, or you be on Keller Williams, or you be on a website that's going to list or talk about your profile or have you within that space of authority or search or even discoverability. But when you don't have a website that has your own name, your own author profile, your own business card, your own business portfolio, and it's also local because people are looking for people locally, they'll be going to social media to do the content, the distribution, the workflow, but there's no visibility on the website that cannot even point you to your direction because everywhere is clustered and also saturated. So when you look at these platforms to build on, yes, they're great to start with. They're great to use. I remember when Go High Level first came out, everyone was going crazy on Clubhouse. I think it was $99 a month. I think that's what that was their
It's
first ever.
97 a month.
97, you see, so it's nice, 97 a month. And now every person was like, okay, I'm going to cut this, I'm going to cut that. And you go in, you build a website, you build different things. It's great. It works, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But when you now start looking at different things in between, it changes. And I look at it from the technical setup. When I look at a website, I know that if I'm using Calendly or I'm using Cal, then all I need to do is make sure I can embed those codes and bring them into my website.
But Favour, to your point, that's the problem, I think. Sorry to cut you off, but it just, a bell went off in my head. That's why I don't use all these other tools, because right now my Go High Level is set up in a way to where it connects to my CRM, which is coming from my contacts, or they added to it. Like, everything is so automated. So even if I was to go to outside, now I have to figure out how to connect it and bring it, to Sean's point, how to connect it and bring it in to Go High Level. instead of just using what's already there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it would not even be easy to even bring it in because there's already a system going. There's already an operating system. So you're going to be clashing what is already there proprietary wise. So it's not even going to make sense. It's going to be clashing and it's going to be a conflict of interest. So that's why using your own website, your own source code, your own space to add your codes, to add your analytics codes, to add your scripts, to add heading tags, all these things that you can do to personalize and customize your site. It's hard to do them on these platforms because they don't give you that robust. They give you everything, but it's kind of like it's not to the point where you can operate at a high scale if you have a website on the platform. But if you have an email list, if you have a workflow, yeah, you can send emails, you can have custom domains. But when I look at it differently on that type of setup, it's different. And I haven't seen, if I see it, I'll definitely tell you guys. But if you've seen it before me, please tell me so I can check it out and see for myself. But I've not seen a Go High Level website to the point where when it comes to finding like robots text files, which is just a technical term where you can be able to direct your website and tell user agents like Googlebot or CloudBot or Amazon Bot or TikTok Spider or Anthropic or Alexa or Siri to do something specific on your website, whether they want to connect it or
They
not. But
just collaborated with Anthropic.
they did on the back end, right? But when you look at the site itself, you talk about Go High Level, right? So yeah, so with Go High Level with Anthropic, yes, that may be on the user agent side, that may be on something AI, it might be compatibility, it might be software, it could be structure, it could be tech, it could be something. But when I'm looking at the fundamentals on that, it's going to be completely different because if I look at a Go High Level site right now and I go to the robots file, it's not going to be there. If it's there, it's going to be different. And if it's going to be customized, how is it going to be customized to fit? Like for example, with GoDaddy, if you have a website on GoDaddy, you can be able to add a custom code. It may take you a lot of a process. Like I had to go and literally talk to customer support and we still didn't get it fixed up because they already have an injection that's a code there that you can't replace. So some of these platforms already give you like a hard time when you get in because you can't even customize anything because they've already set it up in a way that's just for them. So
Are you
that's why,
talking about a custom code on the site? Like where are you talking about a custom code?
yeah,
I'm
the
sorry, I
custom
missed
code
that.
on a
You
site, like
talk
let's
really
say
fast.
like a pop-up on GoDaddy, for example. Let's say you have a code and you want to bring that as a pop-up to your website and you want to bring that to GoDaddy at the front end. You can only do the lightbox, which is what they call it within GoDaddy, and you can't bring a custom code in.
You can bring in code on the website. Like if I wanted to bring in coded website, you're saying you can't do
On the
that?
side, you know how you can add scripts? You can add like script codes, you can code inject.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So those things are in the settings where you can add them to the heading tag, you can add to the body tag, you can add to the footer tag. Those are the specific, like you can do that easily on WordPress. You can do that easily on Wix. You can do that easily on
Experiment with me
Squarespace.
because I think you can do that. I don't know if
Okay.
you.
Let's do
Yeah,
it. Let's try
let's
it.
test me one day because I think because there is code there and there is I thought you were talking about Go High Level still.
Level, you can actually have those embedded codes because
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Shit. Well, don't worry about me. I thought you were talking about Go High
No,
Level.
I was talking about GoDaddy's, like when it comes to like setup of sites, it's hard for you to do those things. So with Go High Level, now when you look at Go High Level differently, you already have those things. So let's say you create a form on Go High Level and you want that form to be on your site. We've done that with the client. They didn't want to move over to a different CRM. They just wanted to stay on Go High Level and have a WordPress site. So we said, okay, level because you want to stay there and that's what you want to operate on, and I can't tell you what you want to do with your business because that's not my place. So I'll figure out a way to make it work so that it makes sense, so it's also applicable to both the consumer and you, the producer. So we decided, okay, we're going to keep on Go High Level, but the website is also on WordPress. So we now had to bring the code from Go High Level to WordPress and embed it right into the system so that when people are signing up to now sign up for their, whether it's a workshop or a challenge or whatever it is that she wants to do, she's able to now get that directly so that Google is able to attribute her website to the people that are searching for her. And then when they find her online, they can now connect with her business, and that business can now be transferred through an email opt-in, which will now lead into her Go High Level sequence or her Go High Level workflow. So it still works. It's just that the website would have to be separate from Go High Level because we didn't build the website on Go High Level. So that's where the difference comes in. You can embed those codes, which is good. Even even on LinkedIn, TikTok, they do that everywhere, even Threads. You can embed a code, a post, and when you embed that, it's just like YouTube. If you want to watch a YouTube video and you're not watching it on youtube.com, you're watching that video on somebody else's website, but you can play the full video on YouTube from somebody else's page. So that's an embed code. So that's the same thing that you can do.
Yeah, that's
with
why I was
TikTok.
tripping. That's why I was like, I've done that before. I've done it with Instagram on one of my forums. So yeah. Okay.
Possible. So you can definitely do that. That's why with these calendars, I'm also saying that the same way we can embed posts from social media, we can embed codes from these Calendly systems, this Cal systems, this Go High Level systems, and then bring them to your website so that people can now book a call with you and not just click on a link and go to a new tab, and they're spending time and screen time actually on calendly.com or your gohighlevel.link.com or whichever link that is, and they're not spending that exact same time they're spending those 30 seconds they're spending with you on your website, because you're losing out on data, you're losing out on time, you're losing out on information, and you're definitely losing out on user behavior, because those are things that you want to be able to see and understand how you connect with people and have a deeper connection as you build your website. So it's very important things to look at. I'm just not thinking, oh, which website is better, which tool is better. I'm not telling you which one is better. They all do great things. It just depends on how you want to use it and how efficient you want it to be as well. Sean, I wanted to hear from you too. You wanted to say something earlier.
Yeah, I think you can embed into your WordPress website, I think is what you're saying, a Go High Level calendar, like they have a calendar and Go High Level. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I just asked my AI, like, basically how the system works, and it said GHL sees the inbound text and fires a webhook. N8N catches the webhook and forwards it into my software. My software then sends it back to GHL, and my software records what was sent or what the reply was. But it's been so complicated to get to this point, and I think I would have been better off, like you're saying, just creating my own database than trying to push everything through Go High Level.
Exactly, because I mean, with Go High Level, you're going to pay the $97 a month, great. But when it comes to moving, scaling, there are a lot of things that when it starts to happen, you're like, okay, now we're stuck. It's kind of like moving bricks or just moving goalposts. So it's fine, it works, but I wouldn't start there if I had a choice to start somewhere else. If that was the only choice, then great. I'm gonna start there, I'm gonna build, I'm gonna bootstrap, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna make sure I get what I need and make sure that I can do the best that I can and then scale from there. But when it comes to doing everything under the sun under one platform, to a point where if you move, it's gonna be hurting your website and you can't do all the things because you're not streaming back into it, it's going to be an overload and it just might implode. So those are some things to look into. Black, what's up, Black? Thank you for being here too. He says Cal is awesome. Yeah, we talked about Cal today and the difference between the two. And Cal was just beating everything down with Calendly. Every single thing. At the very top of this chat, you guys can scroll all the way up. I put the link and you'll be able to see it there, so you guys can check it out as well. So Black says about Cal is better. just kidding. Depends on your goals. And I did say, yeah, Cal is actually better. That's facts. And you said to go high level is too much, but it depends on your tech skills and ignorance cost. I feel like there are more hidden costs than the actual costs when it comes to these tech platforms and these softwares, because I see them every time. Like with Kajabi, I remember I used to be on Kajabi, and before they even rebranded, I was paying about $99 a month. I became a Kajabi hero, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I think it switched to it went up a little bit more, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. All the things I'm doing within Kajabi, even if I have all these things, I'm not able to see the best results, SEO wise, metadata wise, schema wise, documentation wise, JavaScript wise, with what I'm paying for on a platform that it needs to be discovered, which means I have to do double work or be able to literally send you a message directly to have access to my course when you could have found it on your own because you're looking for something on the web. And you found it because it's connected to a page. So when you now look at the difference between using these platforms like Go High Level, you now get restricted within these platforms, and now you can't do so much because you just have to find a way to make it fit. And eventually you're like, okay, how do I scale this? But when you do it from the beginning and start off and say, okay, I'm going to build a website, I'm going to have it on this platform, And you can, let's say with Calendly or with Cal, you take the embed code and you now put that on your website, and now somebody can book a call with you on your screen, on their screen specifically, on your website, on your web page. That in itself is time that they're spending, because there are two types of visitors on a website. They're new visitors and they're returning visitors. So the scale between those two and the ratio between those two is going to be measured by how much content you have that attracts them, and also how much content you have that retains them. So when you now look at things like a website on Go High Level, right? Now, Go High Level has a website, and then you have a blog. The blog is on a different section of the Go High Level dashboard. Now, when I think about sitemaps, I think about the brain. The brain is in one. There are different moving parts, but they're all interconnected. Now, when you have a sitemap, the sitemap is technically the brain of a website. So if I had a website and my page says, this is my domain.com/booking-meeting or -contact- or even I can even use Calendly and say -Calendly or /Calendly-meeting. Now your website will say, here's our meeting link, and you're using the word Calendly in your URL. So when people are looking for people who use Calendly or people who use Cal, you're able to still integrate that into your system because it's coming off of your website. Because most times people will have a link tree or have a milkshake or have a beacons or have a zap. Like when you click at the top for me, you'll see my links there, and you will see that these links are all spaced out. But when you now click on a specific link, it will take you to a booking link. Now, if you do the same thing for your website as you do for the links people click on, it's a good thing because you have both of them. Most times it also comes to familiarity, because somebody would rather, let's say, I'll just give you an event example. Somebody would rather book an event. Let's say you have the same event, you put your event on your website and you put your event on Eventbrite. Someone would rather book an event on your Eventbrite or their Eventbrite than your website. Not that they wouldn't use your website to book it, but they're more familiar with Eventbrite because they have an account, and that's where they frequent, and that's where they're going to sign up. You can still get it on your website, but the difference is they spend more time on Eventbrite than they do on your website. So they're more familiar with what they spend time on more than what they don't spend time on. So that's where the difference comes in. So if you start to have Calendly or Cal or Go High Level and not put them on the website specifically, which is theirs, and now bring them to yours, and you can have your link to their platform, then it's a win-win because you're able to still build both of them together. So it's very important to look into that as well. As what Black said, maybe we should talk about building a business spine first, but that's my concept. We'd have to create a room about it. Yeah, facts, 100%. We definitely need that. With a tech stack, a marketing stack, it's important to have that as well. And Black says sitemap equals... Okay, I need more context. Let me know what you're thinking about that. Yeah, I usually call it the sitemap is the brain of a website, because that's where everything flows from. Your links. When you have a blog, you have a blog sitemap. When you have a page, let's say you have 5 pages on your website. You have a home page, about page, contact page, whatever page, something else page. All these pages are going to be within a page sitemap. There's something called a sitemap index, and then there's a child sitemap. That's why there's also a child theme for WordPress. So when you have a parent sitemap and you have a child sitemap, now the sitemap index is what covers everything. It's like a tree. And then there's a tree, there's a branch. There's a branch, there's a fruit. So all these things are all interconnected, but it's still a tree. So the sitemap is the tree. And that's the brain of the website. That's where everything goes. Because if you, let's say, you're an author, let's say you have a business profile and you're the author of this article, and let's say you did some guest blogging, or you have another author or another contributor on your site, just like, let's say, with Forbes or with any of these, media news outlets, there are different contributors to articles, right? All of these contributors have profiles. Yes, they're contributing this article on Forbes.com, but when you click on their name has an author profile. That author profile is within something called an author sitemap. that's where the brain of the sitemap becomes to play, because those are the sitemaps that are interconnected to say, okay, this blog sitemap is connected to this category sitemap, which is connected to this tag sitemap, which is connected to this author sitemap. So all these sitemaps are talking to each other because they're all coming from the same source, which is indexed on Google or indexed on Microsoft or indexed on all these other platforms. So when you now have a website that has a Calendly or a Cal, and these are the scripts that are within the on page of the site, and this is a / calendar or booking site, now somebody is booking with you on your website, but they're booking technically on Calendly or technically on Cal or technically on Go High Level, but they're actually on your website. And that link is interconnected back to the sitemap, which is now an active page, which is indexed through Google. So that's how they're all interconnected. Z says, why not create your own? Yeah, think about it. You have to create what you create based on what you have. And at the end of the day, like I think Rocky said it too earlier, like it just depends on where you are, what you want to do, and what you're using it for as well. Sean says, how does GIO and AIO come into play? Now, I'm going to debunk this GEO, AEO, SXO. There's a new one called HEO. All these are just to say that they're all SEO related. Because when we're now looking at how this optimization comes into play, why it's so important right now is when you have a sitemap, these are the sitemaps and links that these chatbots, these user bots, these user agents, these search bots are using to actually scan your website. So if you have a page on your site and your page is talking about something, let's say you talk about five steps to take before buying your first home. Now, someone's going to go on Google or go on ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm trying to buy my first home. What are the 5 steps I need to take? And it will say, according to this article, according to this book, or according to this, that, or according to this podcast, you're getting citations from different websites. So those web links are coming from sources, and these sources are where the sitemaps are stemming from. So when you have a website, you technically have a page, and these pages are within the page sitemap. So when you have a home page and an about page, those are within the page sitemap. When you have an author profile, that is within an author sitemap. When you have a blog, it's within a blog sitemap. When you have a product, let's say you're an e-commerce store, it's going to be within a product sitemap. All these sitemaps are all interrelated to how you're discovered on Google, how you're discovered on all these platforms, and you also have to be indexed through DNS, which is domain name server configuration. That's just another way of saying you have to connect and claim your property on Google Search Console into your website. Rock is going crazy with the GIF. So you want to...
No, it's just, when you just a brain, and whenever it's too much, it's just my eyes start crossing, and I hope you guys are grabbing this stuff.
I really hope you're putting when I'm putting it down. That's funny. That is hilarious. I would definitely say this, when you're looking at all these things, I don't want you to get anywhere confused about, these platforms, what you have to do, what don't you have to do. The goal is to set up a website and an infrastructure online that is easy to be accessible and discoverable organically or even paid wise. Right? Because most people are going to pay for that traffic to get one. You might spend so much money before you even get one result or one click or one lead or one sale, because you've spent so much time, which you're not getting back. And then you're spending a lot of money, which you're not sure if you're going to get back. So you're literally playing Russian roulette at this point. And you could simply have saved that time and money and energy by building a website that is attracting people to you and understanding exactly what it takes. Yesterday, we talked about 11 Google SEO tools that you can use for free to drive traffic to your website. When you drive all that traffic to your website and you start getting to know who exactly wants what, how, then it's going to be easier for you to now figure out how to connect to people deeper, and you're not worrying about the mechanisms or the mechanics or the end-to-end results. You're focusing on the people, you're focusing on the service, and you're focusing on the quality and the assurance. So it's definitely important to think about this too. And Z says privacy and ownership concerns, 100%, right? Because we post a lot of content on different people's platforms and things change. Like just today, I just got to find out today that Shield, right? I don't know if you guys have heard about this before. There's a platform that is called Shield app, and it was used for LinkedIn. They just literally have a sunset now. Thank you, Z, for the thumbs up. Yes, I'm glad I'm not the only one that knows about this. I knew about them back in 2020. Really great platform. Shield Analytics. You can get deep analytics for LinkedIn, really deep insights, but literally they have it on their site. If you go there right now and just type in Shield Analytics for LinkedIn or anything like that, you will find it and you'll see the first thing you get is they're shutting down, they're winding down because LinkedIn could not approve it and Google could not approve it. So imagine you've spent so much time, money, subscription money that you're not getting back, and now a whole company has shut down because Google and LinkedIn are no longer compliant with your server or non-compliant now with your business. What do you do at this point? So that's exactly what Z is talking about here with privacy and ownership concerns. So if their servers go down, integrations fail, or your account is flagged, you see, it's true. Data is being sold left and right. Precisely. It's all that part. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Build on your own website. Don't be building on all these platforms and you're spending money and time and energy on them and you're paying people to do these things and setups, and then all of a sudden something crashes and you just wonder what happened. Yet you could have had your own website, slow and steady wins the race, but a lot of people want to get to the finish line fast, and I'm wondering why, instead of you trusting the process. So we'd love to hear from someone in the room. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Yeah, what's up, Lance?
I object.
Go.
Y'all, listen, let me tell y'all, okay?
Lanson, are you speaking or you?
What happened? I was like, I'm waiting for the big objection.
You need money, okay? You need money. If that ghetto ratchet website on a dot whatever server is working for you right now, all you gotta do is just use it. But don't let it use you. You know what I'm saying? Get the bag. Just don't stay in the same bag. Do you understand what I'm saying to you right now? Like, slow and steady wins the race, whatever. But then it's also like, yeah, but when you go to the programmer to program and duplicate your same website on another server that's more long-lasting, or the original base layer of the internet, at least they got something to go by there so they can see your intentions. You know what I mean? Because if I was building a website and you give me a list of things and you're like, oh no, where I was just waiting for me to get the funding so that I could build it from a base layer and stuff like that, and you never went through the ghetto circle of branding and having your colors and having your RGBs and your Pantones and your brand package and your logo that looks the way you want, I'm not even gonna deal with you, bro. Not in no 2026. And I don't even know why I'm hitting the wall, but it's just for effect, maybe. But I'm done.
The passion is crazy. No, I love it, Lance Renard. I'm gonna say this real quick so that I hear what you're saying. I'm gonna partially agree on this part. When it comes to slow and steady, it just depends on how you want to move. You can bootstrap for 6 months. You can bootstrap for 24 months. It's really up to you.
What I do
right?
now?
Right. You can bootstrap for 6 seconds. So I'm thinking this is where you were talking about, choosing the platform. And I'll give you an actual example that happened. And this is a platform I don't even use now because, you can use it to reach his own, but I literally had to go through tooth and nail to talk to the customer support. And I was like, this is a lot of work and it doesn't have to be like this, but I get it and I'm not coming back. And we built a site.
Did you guys hear what I said or did it cut out?
Nah, we heard everything you said. When this is just to give you an example. There was a website that was built and it was like a mock-up site. This wasn't the full site because it was going to be moved from the hosting, and this is SiteGround. We're going to move it from hosting that platform and then moving it over to where they already bought their domain and hosting. So imagine this. Just imagine this, y'all. You have created a website, like a prototype, a mock-up, something that you've paid for, you have activity to. And then all of a sudden you don't have access to this platform because you don't have a renewal fee on this platform. Now, what you've built on, it's like saying you have a Wix account and you're there, it's for free, but you can't have access to all the benefits, and then you're able to store it because it's accessible. But let's say you're doing the same thing as a free website because you don't have a hosting that's active, I would say with a domain, and you're using this link specifically. Let's say it's abc.sghost.com. That is going to be the link that you're sending people. That's going to be the link they're going to access. Now imagine you've been doing this consistently and you don't have this renewal, right? Now, after about 60 to 90 days, thanks for the love, Z. After those number of days, this is what happens. You lose access to this hosting platform. And then after about another 30 days or so, you have completely no access to this. So literally they delete it off their server. So imagine you've paid for a platform. Yes, you've paid for this platform and you've subscribed to it, but now the subscription is no longer active. But now,
Oh, you mean like when you don't pay your $97 a month and Go High Level locks you out of your own shit?
there you go. I'm just talking. Now we're talking. So, and I'm sure other platforms have other things.
Shopify does it too.
Yeah.
Right?
So, but look at it like this, right? If you have these things and you're not connecting your domains, or you're not even securing your property or even protecting your domains to begin with, then that's where these problems come, because I had to literally pay about $99 for me to have access to their customer support, which you can't even get off. You have to be on that web browser. And then they were explaining to me that, oh, this is why this is happening. And they deleted it off their server. So when it doesn't get to a certain point, they clear it off of their server. So they don't have a backup. There's no cloud. There's no resource. You can't get it back. So it's literally gone forever. And I was like, wow, they even refunded the payment, because there was no point of even using the ticket, because the ticket was used for the reason and it was literally invalid. They even refunded the ticket. So to tell you that they didn't have any solution, they deleted it off of their server. So what am I telling you? All these platforms, fine, go ahead, do them. That's great. But when these things start to happen, these are horror stories you do not want to have, especially when you've been building for a long time. So when you're thinking about where to put your booking link, Calendly or Cal or Go High Level or any other platform that you want to use, Acuity, all these platforms are great. But when things start to shake, you don't want to be the person that's in that shaking position. Yeah, Rocky.
Permission to roll my eyes. Because isn't that our position in a lot of things? We're on social media, we don't own social media. We're on email, we don't own email. We don't own none of this stuff at the end of the day. Even if you own your WordPress, you still don't own WordPress, because if you don't pay for the hosting, like, I just feel like, I don't know, and I know where all of you guys are coming from. There is a bottom line. I get that. However, I'll give you an example, and this is going to be like an off the wall example, but just like rock with me for a second, right? That's like me saying, and this used to be me, right? I was like, I will never work for anybody again. I will always be an entrepreneur. I love being a full-time work from home person. I'm not going to work for a 9-to-5. Not realizing that I'm going to own a marketing agency and I need to hire 9-to-5 workers to work under me. So imagine if they had that mindset, right? I would never have anyone to hire. So I think it's a full circle of those that are on you guys, where y'all are like really huge, own your stuff and run your stuff. And then there's the little people that are just like, you know what? I'm just trying to manage my there is businesses, Favour, that are on Gmail still. And that's okay, because that's their business email. And I know you're going to say that's not okay. But do you get what I'm saying? There's millionaires out there that are still on Gmail and using Google Workspace. So, I mean, I just feel like I'll just go back to what I said before, because when I hear you guys talking about it, and I want to, and please, anybody, if you're in the audience and you're on my side, just come on up and say I'm on Rocky's side. But I just feel like when I hear that, all I can think back to, Favour, is when I tried to hop on WordPress. host my own stuff, and I had no clue what I was doing. And you know what I was doing? Paying money for someone to do it for me, and I was going broke because I didn't understand it, because it was way too complicated. Which is why I went back to Wix, which is why I went to Go High Level, because I can manage that. Do I want to grow? Yeah, absolutely. But will I ever have the capacity to learn on my own to where I'm not getting robbed or manage it myself? Heck no, it's just not going to happen. So yeah, just wanted to speak for the Fisher Price people. Back to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, that most realtors aren't going to want to sit in the back end of Go High Level, set up all their workflows, do all that stuff, because their time's better spent elsewhere, number one. Number two, they may not be so technical to do it. So, yeah, not everybody thinks on the builder level, for sure.
100%. Thank you. Israel, what about you? What are you thinking? And come to Pierre too.
Yeah, so there's been so much said. This conversation has gone in a lot of directions too fast, but I'm trying to keep up with my.
And none of it has to do with the title of the room.
Yeah, but the AI SEO thing that's what brought me to stage. The comment, like there is a slight difference. So I did a lot with SEO, and I've had I had a ton of success with ads and different things, and so much has changed. And now it's more like having a good Reddit article or something like that, something that answers a bunch of people's questions and things like that, and instead of it getting indexed on the web, it's getting indexed in order of its usefulness to people calling these LLMs. And so creating useful pieces of, like before we could, especially if anybody remembers SEO early on, which I'm sure you do, Favor, you seem like you have a lot of experience with this. We could really just kind of make a lot of hacks with keywords and things like that. And I could use keywords. Even I remember when we could make a page with a bunch of keywords in white on a white background, and it would get indexed by Google, right? And then Google caught on to that trick right there. But yeah, but now it's more about providing valuable information. As far as the Go High Level thing and all the tech, I think all of this is going to be a non-conversation. I think companies like Go High Level will probably be out of business in the next 2 to 3 years, because the bar is dropping for people to create personal sites without any type of technical expertise or anything like that. If you have basic comprehension of the English language, and you can probably do whatever you want to do in this world. And then if we start dealing with different problems now at that same time, right? So we have a disappearing of a lot of revenue streams. So coaching or giving someone an answer was a revenue stream for a lot of people for a long time. Now that over time, more and more people will realize that the best answers that they can possibly get come from these LLMs. And graphic design used to be an income stream for some people. Admin. I still think admin has a lot of value, especially when you're trying to scale something and being able to delegate. But even admins are in danger, as early on the conversation, Rocky was saying that she was able to clone herself and have a voice. So I think that a day of reckoning is coming for a lot of these tools, and I think that there are some things that people aren't considering in how rapidly these things are changing. And what we really are going to need is to be able to adapt very quickly to a rapid succession of changes, and things like I think a lot of people like if you can, I see how you guys are teaming up with each other now. More and more of that is needed for success in the next wave of general, and it always has been, but now more than ever, how we coordinate is probably the most important thing that we can do. And because ads do work, I can't lie, because I buy things from ads coming on my Instagram sometimes. But ads don't work like they used to. Emails don't work like they used to. Texts don't work like they used to. Um, if we see how powerful influencers and micro influencers are with buying trends, then we start understanding that like trust and word of mouth um, are going to be real powerful factors in the expansion of anything that we do. I think that it's just going to be, but it's going to be real tough for these companies to make money. I'm a big fan of Cal. That was why I initially came in here, because I'm a big fan of Cal. So Calendly, I found Calendly is a great success story. You know, it's one of the only Black-owned unicorns, and I love the product. And I was an early user of the product, probably a day, week 1, week 2 user of the product. But Cal, I can build things using Cal. Cal has an open source thing, and I've built calendars for a lot of clients using Cal's technology, and I use it for my day-to-day email. It makes the most. I mean, for my day-to-day calendar, it makes the most sense. So that was what brought me in the room. Was I like the product, the Cal product, and I'm very familiar with Calendly product. That and especially when if really things ever pick up, if you ever get a spurt, if there's anybody in here that doesn't use a calendar link or have a calendar link prominently put in their flow, I would say that that's probably the most important tool that I ever had that made me the most money of anything in my life. And I wish that I had it earlier and had a better system for managing incoming flow whenever something viral happens or when I get a big boost in attention. And once I have those systems in place, and I think that they're really probably the best thing that ever happened to me. So, but yeah, thanks for the time.
Thank you, Israel. This is so good. I'm glad you mentioned this. I would say the same thing too for me, because when I look at it, when I started using booking calendars, that's when my business now switched to 6 figures a year. And I was like, okay, this is exactly what was missing, because you would have a conversation with somebody at a conference, at a meeting or something, but that conversation ends there. You might switch business cards, you might talk, but now I have to call you. I have to say, how free are you? Are you busy? Hello? Like, this does not work. And now I was like, you know what? We have to pre-fill questions. We have to pre-qualify you. We have to do reviews. We have to make sure we evaluate your business, see if you're even credible, if you're an actual business in business. You can go to opencorporates.com and you can validate that, and you're able to understand who you're actually working with. Is this business a real business, or are you just talking to somebody? So it starts to change when you start working with companies, corporations, small businesses, or enterprises. Your LinkedIn comes into play. So all these things are important, and it's not just about what platform we're using. And I love that you said that to Israel, because when you look at these platforms and they now become obsolete, look at Shield, now they're gone. You used to use them before, now you can't, for those who are using them for analytics on LinkedIn. Now with Go High Level, imagine that happens, and now you've used everything, and now what you've built in there is all gone, because now everything you've built is within that platform only. So you don't even have your website. It's not open source. You're not able to connect the dots. It's a stressful situation. And then you have to pay somebody to get it again. So I always say this, right? How do you calculate this? And this is something that I go with, and you can take it, you can leave it. It's up to you. But if you know the lifetime value of your customer and you average or balance that on a weighing scale next to your marketing budget annually, then that's how you're able to really understand whether you're investing, whether you're spending, whether you're wasting time, or whether you're actually building for the future or you're building in the present. Because all these platforms we're building now, but if you look at Cal, they're building for the future. I got to know about Cal from somebody in Berlin, all the way out there in Germany, and not in the US, and I'm here. So you wonder, what are people out of the US using? I was talking about Flowdesk the other day with email marketing, and somebody came from the UK, and they say that in the UK, mostly what they know about is MailChimp and Klaviyo. And in the US, we have all kinds of platforms, all kinds of systems. Things are changing, right? You have to think about, are you compliant? Is your website even domain health ready? If you send an email to people, are you high risk? Are you low risk? These are questions you may not even know the answer to if you've never checked. So that's why there's always the unaware stage, and then there's always going to the most aware stage. So it's very important to look at these things and factor them in, so you're not just guessing or just going with the next shiny object in town. So thank you so much for that, Israel. Yes, Sean.
I feel like it still goes back to Rocky's point that you're hosting it, let's say on WordPress. What happens if WordPress goes down? I guess you have a backup of the code. And it's maybe the same thing with GitHub. You know, GitHub was hacked into, I believe, recently. And if you had all your code base on there, you know, you might be subject to vulnerabilities through that.
So this is a perfect example I can share. This actually happened firsthand, and we solved this for a client, and I'm glad that we did because it was something that really took place, and it was almost a disaster if it wasn't saved on time. Now, this client had domains, and first of all, it wasn't protected. The domain wasn't protected. That's the first thing. You need to protect your domain. Secondly, their website was hacked. So that means even the system, the copyright system, and this is on a WordPress site. So to the question that Rocky said, or you own your platform and you all have all these things, there's something called a child theme. There's something called a child theme. And this child theme is what you're able to save your WordPress files on. It's kind of like you have a website or you have a phone and you have all your stuff in your iCloud. It's all stored there. You can just switch your phone or switch your computer and just download all your stuff and you have a whole new laptop, but with the same information. That's the same thing with your website with WordPress because it's open source. So you now have a child theme and you now go to your cPanel. Your cPanel is your control panel. So in that control panel, that's where you're able to have and master everything and save it so that you don't have a problem with your database. So when you have a WordPress site, your site is still saved because you have a WordPress site on, it could be a Hostinger, it could be a Bluehost, right? Those are hosting servers that you're paying actively on a yearly basis, either for 4 years out, 5 years out, but you're paying $97 a month to go high level. That's not a hosting. You're paying for software. So when you look at the difference between what you're paying for separately from your site, you don't pay WordPress every year. You paid once and that's it. When you have your WordPress site, it's now your hosting that's supported. So you have all these child themes, you have your control panel, you have your backup codes, you have all these things in place. You don't have to worry about that anymore. But if these platforms decide to sunset or go down, you're going down too, because all your files and everything in it is going down. And you don't want that. So it just depends on how you see things. And if you're building, build for the future and don't build for the now. I always give you options you can choose. I'll never say do this or do that. I'll just give you the options that are available. And then you make that executive decision on how you really want to move that and scale that needle or move that needle however far you want to. So that would be how you can be able to secure your property on WordPress as well. Dr. Pam, thank you for being here. Do you have a question, contribution? We'd love to hear from you. Good evening.
Hi, how are you? This is Dr. Pam. Thank you for the opportunity. This is my first time. I haven't been back here in a minute. So I just wanted to come in and listen. I really haven't been in Clubhouse for a minute, quite a big minute. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. You guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pam.
And
We've
welcome
missed
back.
you.
Thank you. I'm back. Thanks. Appreciate you.
A lot of knowledge. So welcome into the Business and Marketing House. Favour is hosting an amazing room like always. He's talking about the tool Calendly versus Cal and how to make booking calls online easier. So if you are not a member of the house, all those pink tickets down there, turn in those tickets. We are a very fast growing family. We have over 18,554 members and we want you to be a part of them. So you cannot be downstairs like the onlookers. We want you inside of the house eating pie with us because we like a lot of pie. If anybody says anything up here that is of knowledge and you love them, then go ahead, click on their face and also turn on the notification, turn it to always, because we know how Clubhouse is. We may not get all the notifications and sometimes we're getting too many notifications, but you definitely want notifications for this house because it's the best house on Clubhouse. Anyway, passing it back to you, Favour. Love you guys. Woo.
Pronto. Thank you so much, Rock. We were actually thinking the same way because I was just about to text you and I was like, we should do a reset. And then you said it and I was like, okay, there we go. Definitely in alignment. So thank you so much for that as well. Yeah, guys, appreciate you as well, Rocky. Really, really, really do. So guys, if you have a question, please put in the chat. But if you want to use these platforms, they're available to you. You have Calendly, you have Cal. You can use them based on what you use them for. So it's really up to you. So I know we're a lot of people who are just coming in. So I've put the link in the chat. So you can click on that link in the chat and it will take you to show the difference between the two.
Someone asked, I'm sorry, did
Yeah,
you get to that
which
question?
one?
Someone asked, what do you use Calendly for?
Umar says,
He said, what did you, to Israel.
Israel,
I
go
don't know if you
ahead.
saw that.
Oh, I use Cal. I build things with Cal because Cal's easy to integrate into an application natively, or you can I build CRMs or things like that for clients utilizing Cal.
And
But like I said,
Calendly,
I think a lot of that starts to disappear really fast, and that's the other thing about the AI to SEO. So now we're not optimizing for human readers anymore. We're optimizing for agents reading information online. And that's going to be real interesting, especially once agent to agent commerce starts becoming the norm. And, and so really, but yeah, that's what Cal and Rocky, check your LinkedIn and follow me back on LinkedIn. I sent you something
Oh
that
my God, I keep forgetting Israel.
works
You
with a
know
lot
what?
of this.
I hate
Yeah.
I hate LinkedIn. My LinkedIn banner says the black sheep of LinkedIn.
Well, I
So
sent you something. Well, I built something that's light years beyond LinkedIn, and I sent you your link. I made a profile for you, and I sent your link to your
I'm jealous.
LinkedIn
Nah, bro.
Messenger.
You gonna have
So
to
then check
see
that out.
me. Israel, she won't even click on the link,
I'm
bro.
going.
What are you talking about? And I was just about to say, I like all three of y'all. Like no cap between Favor with the SEO. You feel me? You got Rocky. She's an outward brand. Like she's bold with it. You know what I'm saying? Talk game on 100 wow. And then you got Israel, whom I met in real life. Like it's a lot of cap on this app, but I need a bundle service from y'all three. You got CRM too? I need a bundle. Can I get a bundle? I know we could buy hair extension bundles, but I'm gonna need like a bundle for real though.
I got those for you too, Alish.
Oh,
I got the hair bundles.
that's dope. No, I love it. That's why we out here. We want to have a good time and share this information with you and make it real, make it happen. So let's throw this
And
funny.
I will say this. Sorry to cut you off. It may sound like sometimes we give each other a hard time on the stage, but we really don't, you guys. We really love each other. We have to question each other in order to grow. So just so you know, there's no conflict here.
It's good banter. It's good. It's good. I would say comparative and also competitive, and I can also add on to that healthy conversations. So it's dope. Coach says I need a bundle too. It's crazy. You know what? One day we should even do like a workshop. I don't know. Everybody has their own schedule, but I've always dreamed about doing something like that.
Well, Favor, for this summertime, I am looking to do a social media summit. So stay tuned. I'm trying to see what that
I
looks
mean,
like.
it's a
Count
not
me in on
challenge.
that.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. That's what I'm talking about.
We gotta get food out.
Maybe me and Favor can collab on this since he's the SEO person and the Eventbrite king. He can help out. Or we can collab
That's
Let's
what
on
do
it.
it.
I'm saying.
Hey,
It's
Rocky, I'm
time,
happy to join.
bro. It's really time. Israel Wilson.
Israel Wilson. Everywhere. Oh, hold on. I don't know.
All
It says
day,
pending.
every day, right?
It says pending.
Is it?
And if I withdraw, I can't rescind for up to 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks, man. Stop playing with that,
Yep. It
man.
says
Rusty.
corporate baddie newsletter.
Yeah. I don't see where you sent it though. I'm over here in. Hold on. Let me see. Let me look at
You
my
didn't look at her
notifications.
request, dog. She's checking newsletter. See what I mean, Israel?
Where is that? Where's the?
She's too
Okay,
busy
hold
and
on.
she's too busy in hair school, Israel.
I am. Oh, here it is. Found you. Okay, hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
here it
Okay.
is.
Hopefully it's still live. I pushed a big update today to change some of the routing. So I gotta make sure your page is live. But yeah.
See what it looks like. Let's see what I'm looking like. Well,
No,
Israel, what
I'm
is
left out. Israel,
this?
no, let me see. Let me see.
What is this?
What? Okay, now I'm gonna search for him on because I'm mad now. Nosy.
Okay, we'll talk about this later. I don't want to take over Favor's room. I am.
Favor's in it too. He's about to be in the summit. He got to create the event, right?
Look at Lazarus pulling me
This
in.
actually, if you
What
have
is this? Is this for people paying me this much?
No, this is a I'll explain it like I said it at another time. It'll be another.
Please.
It'll be a. There's a lot to it, but yeah, it can help for it. There's events attached to it. Agents for founding companies, a bunch of things. It's
what is this graphic? Am I a cell? What is that?
Yeah, that's called a. Like I said, it's a lot to this. It's a lot to this.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm gonna pull it up on desktop to see what it looks like on desktop. Thank you.
Nah, I sent him a connection request, and I'm mad because I knew that it was his real first and last name on LinkedIn. I could have sworn I was connected to Israel, but I'm not, which is cray. What's up, man? Let me connect. You know what I'm talking about? You got me here in the ghetto, swimming for my life down the river.
Swimming for my life
before the waterfall comes. I think Favor's on my LinkedIn. I think I have him.
Yeah, we're connected.
You have him on my LinkedIn.
No,
Favor's not on my LinkedIn either. That's crazy.
Yikes.
Okay, I hit you up. I did.
Okay, let me accept it right now.
Wait a minute, Favor. Are we friends on? We better be friends on LinkedIn as long as
Rocky, we are.
Okay, I'm about to say.
I know.
It's a party.
Hey, it's lit for sure. LinkedIn is beefing up. It's really a place. And even when you think about, even with AI, LinkedIn is literally Microsoft, y'all. If you really think about it.
Favor's the goddaddy of LinkedIn. How the fuck you got 19,817?
That's where you make six figures. That's where you build six figures up. LinkedIn, don't sleep on LinkedIn.
My eyes are rolling so bad. I'm looking at the back of my neck right now because
LinkedIn is where I found the first investor for my startup.
Let's go. Let's talk about it, CR.
The first person I hit up. No. Okay, no. The CR was the very first person I hit up on Clubhouse. The very first person. That is crazy.
Let's not and have a LinkedIn room.
I'm trying to tell you, and I couldn't even get to CR's level yet because he's on the underbelly of the thing.
Go ahead, Favor back.
I'm a boom the room like you do.
Like y'all get on my nerves.
No, but real shit though, you got the whole website, business package, infrastructure on the stage. Like I'm not even lying.
I appreciate you. I love that we're talking about these things.
Thanks, guy.
She's gonna be like, check, boom. Yeah. I'm excited. No, thank you guys for being here today. See, you talked about, you're always looking to get eyes on your AI startup, pettylawsuit.com. You just raised your seed round. Congratulations. That's a big one. So, I've been in like fintech summits, seeing how they run, how they operate. So I have an idea of what would have gone possibly happen, whether it's for an app or it's for a system or software and for a business or even a product in itself. And when I looked at your site, I love the aesthetic and the build up. I've not gone too deep into technical setup, but there are things I can be able to see, like the way Israel was talking about with user agents and bots, because there are websites that don't allow you to modify them. There are some that allow you to do that. And you're able to know if your website is site agent ready, because a lot of people don't have these site signals. And most times AI is looking for content to site. And you think about this you can call them ground queries or QFO, which is query fan out. And it's just another way of saying how are AI citing or scraping data online with you in mind, because you have something semantically connected to the signal that they're searching with. So if you have a website, there are some things that you need to have on your site to protect your website, first of all, from being scanned through. And then secondly, you want to also have people to book calls with you and connect with you, because we're talking about how to make booking calls online easier. Everything we're talking about here today is online. Because if you didn't have, let's say, Go High Level and you didn't have a calendar, how are you going to make bookings? If you're on Go High Level and you have a calendar, that's how you make your bookings. But now if you don't have Go High Level and it's not existing, you don't have a calendar either because the product is obsolete if that happens. But now if you look at other platforms like Calendly or Cal, if the same thing happens, the same thing results. So it's not like we have to look at it from different angles. All we're saying is the same thing. But the major thing here is if you have a business and you have a website and you're getting bookings, whether it's through a form, whether it's through a request for proposal, whether it's an inquiry, whether it's fill in the blank, it's going to come from a source. And most times people are going to be doing their research elsewhere before they come back to your site. If they go to LinkedIn, they see you have a LinkedIn business. If they go to opencorporates.com, they search for your business name and you have an actual business. Those are the things that are going to validate your business acumen within the business structure of communication that you have. So these are just constructs that you can have that allow you to be able to be more expansive when you're connecting with people. Because yeah, you can book calls all day, but are you booking calls with the right people? Are people finding you? Are the right people booking? So those are things to also measure into play and also look at it that way. So CR, we'd love to hear from you too when you look at those details on what you've seen in your world when it comes to the startup and also when it comes to the website. And I'm going to check in the background as you're speaking on your site agent response for AI.
Dope. So yeah, I definitely think you should check that because I want to kind of hear. I can tell you our startup is a two-man team. Well, I think we're hiring our first employee now. But just real quick story. The reason why we built this site, Petty Lawsuit, is the guy who wrote us our first check. His name is Sam Lesson. He runs Slow Ventures. He actually posted about a petty lawsuit bot on LinkedIn. Saw it first, took it to my co-founder. We spent about 3 to 4 weeks kind of building a prototype, building an MVP using AI. And then we just had to literally spam his inbox on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Eventually, we flew up to San Francisco. He wrote us our first check for 250,000, and now we're at the seed round now where we raised 2 million, and they actually led that round. So all of that came from literally LinkedIn. Also, this is somebody I met on Clubhouse 6 years ago. So it's a full-fledged story for me. I've been on this app for a while, but that is my co-founder as well. But from it, when it comes to like the agent perspective, we literally built this entire thing using agents and helping us run it. But we got to the point where we had to kind of scale it and figure that out. The SEO perspective was big for us because how we actually grew our brand with Petty Lawsuit is through UGC marketing. If you go on TikTok, you'll see a lot of people, like small creators, talking about just Petty Lawsuit, because what we did was we did a little incentive program, which I kind of helped incubate because I had enough funds in the background to kind of pay people just to tell them, you post a video for us based on the traction that you get, we'll pay you more for a second and third video, and really start to get some traction there. So that was kind of our SEO moat. And now we're trying to do a little bit more with ramping up our ads and figuring out how to get more people to the site, along with figuring out how we're going to end up selling the data that we're collecting. So that's just
That's
a little
dope.
bit in terms of what we're doing.
That's dope. Definitely would love to talk with you, CR. When you click the link above, you can see my booking link there, and please feel free to schedule, and we'll definitely talk about this as well, because what I'm seeing on your site, there are a lot of things that we can definitely talk about offline. And majorly when I looked at your site, I noticed that you have a 21 score out of 100 in the area of being site agent ready. So I'm just going to break this down a little bit further. So there are about 5 components. There's discoverability, there's content, there's bot access control, which is very important. A lot of people skip the bot access control because a lot of bots are scanning the web. So you want to control how bots are scanning your website. And then there's API authentication, there's MCP and skill discovery, and then there's also commerce. So on your site, I looked at your robots tag, which is showing an OK 200, which is just a good way of saying that you're good to go. But when I look at the custom layout within it, I can see that you don't have any user agents that are allowing, and there are about 15 plus AI bot crawlers. There's a good number out there, and I can be able to show that with you offline, and you'll be able to see that what I mean and I see more disallow than allow. So you have like disallow case, disallow attorney, disallow insider case, disallow evidence viewer, because you're disallowing agents from scanning those pages because they're not supposed to be scanned by those bots. So it's a good directive, but you don't have any allows that take them there. And then when I look at your your AI bot rules. You don't have any AI specific bot rules, and the wildcard rules are going to apply to the crawlers, because what's going to be happening in a it's already happening now. Crawlers are going to be crawling your site. And if you don't have the directive response and say, okay, Cloudbot or Pedalbot or Anthropic or Apple Intelligence or Amazon Bot, you're telling them yes, no, is it going to be input? Is it going to be training? What is it going to be doing? And if those bots are not directing those exact explicit rules on your site, then it now leaves you up for anything that could happen. You could be ranking on ChatGPT, yes, but ChatGPT might be taking your data and training its own AI indirectly, and you may not know that because you didn't protect your data over time. So there's some things that I look at that's not just, oh, I'm ranking on ChatGPT, or I'm ranking on bots, but are these bots scanning? Are they keeping, or are they just scanning? Are they parsing? So it's a little bit technical, but I'll share that with you on screen so that we can talk about that. But I love that you're doing this, and this is somewhere you can now scale, because what you've already done on social media, you can bring it into your website. I was talking about this yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, on social media updates that Google has now updated. Now on Google, you can actually see social media posts on Google, and it will talk about your business there because it's interconnected to your brand, because you also have a website too. So this is some things that we'll discuss, but all this to say is that it's very important to secure your property today. So when people are booking calls with you online or finding your pages anywhere, you have everything protected and you have everything authenticated too. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on that, CR.
No, that's dope. You just put me onto a bunch of stuff that I don't even know. I need to pass it along to my co-founder, but I'm definitely gonna book in a call for us to kind of chat, because that was dope. Yeah, I'm still new to kind of SEO, kind of driving that stuff. I'm a builder, data engineer by trade, but thanks again, Favour.
CR. And Lance Ronald, I just accepted your request on LinkedIn, so we good, we Gucci. So I'm glad that we're on LinkedIn as well. Thank you for the request. Yeah, we finally made it. Rocky, I hope you found Israel's request too as well. LinkedIn is a great place to be. So Calendly and Cal, I think we've really brought this room and understood the whole concept about how to make booking calls online easier. If you're just listening to this, and if there's anything you're going to take from this room today, is this: when you use these booking platforms, whether it's Calendly or Cal or any other platform that you want to use to book calls or to make bookings for your business, think about embedding. Just write this word down: embed, E-M-B-E-D. This is a 5-letter word I want you to leave with today: embed. If you can embed your codes to your website, you are creating what I can call tokenization. This is just another word of saying, how do I make this easy to understand? Okay, original copy, duplicate copy. You can do it that way, right? Thank you, the Norwich. I appreciate you for the coins. You have the original copy, you have the duplicate copy. The original copy is calendly.com. That's where your website is connected to when it comes to your calendar, right? Now, the duplicate copy is now on your website, which now becomes your first party data acquisition platform. So instead of you sending people to calendly.com and people are spending on a tab, they've clicked on a new tab and they've typed in calendly.com and it's your website or your booking link, they're spending time on Calendly booking on your business or for your business or with your business, which is fine, right? People go to Eventbrite, people go to different platforms, so there's nothing wrong with that, right? The thing is, you want to have that and also embedding that same code to your website. Why is this important? It's important for 2 reasons. One reason is when you have a code on your website, and this code on your website is within the on-page setup of your screen. I'll give you an example. If you go to, let's say, Google Chrome, and you open any web page, you right click, or if you use a Mac, you use your 2 fingers, and you now have a right click and you have that dialog box or you have that drop down box, you're going to see inspect element, right? When you click inspect element, it's going to show you the source code for this web page. Now, when you have things like this, it may not show you directly because there's a lot of things going on. But why I'm bringing this up is when you have codes like this on your site, whether you have a code in your header tag, whether you have a code within your script, whether it's in the body or the footer, or whether you have this code embedded into your site. You're building traffic because you're bringing familiar codes that are also resembling and also familiar with search bots or search engines that are familiar with users that use those platforms. That's why when you look at blogs or look at, reporter magazines or even news sites, and you see them tagging Instagram posts, tagging LinkedIn posts, even on the news, you see threads, you see X, you see LinkedIn, you see tweets, you see things that are happening from different places. And those are pointing back to social media, yes, because everyone is familiar with X, or somebody said something on X, someone said something on LinkedIn, someone said something on Instagram, someone said something on TikTok, someone said something on Reddit. But those things are still being pointed to someone's website because someone is taking that information and putting that into their first party data acquisition. So that means if somebody's going to ask about this question in a day or two, in a year or two, or in a decade or two, that information is still going to be available on my website, and I'll still be able to drive traffic and drive the right sales. So imagine if that page still has your booking link, it still has your calendar, it still has your embedded code, and you're not even running traffic through it, but you have it indexed to Google. You're now getting massive brand awareness because you're building pages on pages that people can find consistently. So don't forget these things. And I know it may be a lot now, but at least you're aware of them. So whenever you want to think about them, at least you can process them a little differently from what you knew before. So before we go, anyone has a question, thought, contribution, last thoughts, tossing the mic up.
How often do you open this room? I would like to come more often
Okay.
when you guys have your
Thank
room.
you. So first thing is to click at the very top where it says business and marketing. So join the house. And Rocky is the leader, the owner, the admin, the everything, the queen of the place. She's the one that owns this space. She's the founder of business and marketing here on Clubhouse. And this house is hers. So I'm a leader now and I'm able to come and have rooms here. So I usually schedule them ahead of time. So when you're now a member of the house, you'll be able to click on the business and marketing. And when you scroll down, you'll see upcoming events. Like now we have an upcoming event this Saturday, May 30th at 8 a.m. This is, for me, that's central. And for others, it might be a different time zone. And it's going to be talking about AI. And I believe that's with Entree. So that's going to be within the schedule. So when you see that in the events, that's one way to find how our events are here. The second way to do that too is to click on my profile or click on my face. And then to the right, you can click on the three dots, the ellipsis, and you'll see notification settings. You can turn it to always, because I also run rooms in other clubs as well outside of here, but I always make sure that you can be able to connect with me, follow me, and that's how I'm able to be here. But I'm here weekly. I'm here at least twice in a week. I have at least one room, but I'm definitely always around to make sure. But once you follow me and you connect with me here, you'll always see me around the space. But you're welcome to the space, and thank you for joining. How did you find the place? I always like to ask this because feedback is the best currency for anything that you do with communication. How did you find us?
To be honest to you, today, because I also do a lot on social media, and I was telling people that most of the things that helped me to become a millionaire was through Clubhouse. I learned from Clubhouse a lot of information, how to invest, where to invest, when, and I sometimes share with my audience about stocks and stuff like that. And I thought about it today. I said, let me just check in and see what's going on, because after a while, it seemed like everybody left, and I tried going to Chatter. I think they had the open Chatter. The first time I went to Chatter, I was new there, and the group I joined, the first group, they were, because I didn't even know how to use it, they were cussing me out, so I came right back, and I haven't gone there again. So today I said, let me just go to Clubhouse and see if anybody's available and see what's going on. Because because I'm originally from Africa, and I try to give back to my African community by helping the young people on how they can use social media, how they can use digital marketing to make a little money for themselves. So when I came in and I saw you guys were talking about marketing, so I got interested because that is what I do to help my community. Do I do it in the level you're doing? No. I'm doing it in a level that I'm teaching the people, the young people in Africa who have no jobs, have nothing, to learn few skills, especially like being a VA or doing things like transcripts or doing small things that they can make $10 here, $20 here to help them. So that's why I came in today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Pam. Appreciate you. Let me guess, is it Kenya?
I'm from Kenya.
Okay, because I also grew up in Kenya too, so I can even say Tuko Pamoja.
Oh,
We're
oh,
together.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Mhm. Oh, wow, that's nice. Wow,
All
amazing.
I know is yeah, yeah, where.
You're talking like my daughter. My daughter has been learning to speak Swahili, but she speaks little. But I am. So thank you so much. Let's connect. Let's connect and help our people.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm all in for it. I'll definitely connect with you,
Thank
Dr. Pam. Thank you.
thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm happy that we are able to be here and talk about these things and connect on a level like this. And that's why I open up rooms like this to share and be part of something great. Because when someone listens to this, they can learn, take it somewhere, help somebody else. Because each one teach one. So that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to do. And I'm glad that we're able to connect as well on a scale like this. Being on Clubhouse for 6 years is not a joke. It's consistency, whether it's one person in the room or a million people in the room, everybody matters. You matter. So thank you for being here and spending time, because you could be anywhere else doing something else or not even being on this app. But the fact that you're here, it means a lot to me. So I do not take that for granted at all. So thank you all for being here as well. Did someone want to say something before we go? Tossing it up
I'm
again.
just curious why you have a Calendly link in your link tree versus Cal.
It's a Calendly. So if you click on the link at the top and you scroll down, you'll see book 30 minutes. I'll also put the link in the chat. You will also see with the email you put on file with an audit, a 5-minute audit in video mode. You're going to see exactly what your website looks like in my store.
I think he's asking you, why are you using Calendly and not
Why am I
Cal?
not using Cal instead of Calendly? And I'm using Calendly right now because that's what I've been using since I started using it, and I don't have to move because there's no reason to move. I met Cal and I have an account with Cal. I actually have a Cal account, but I don't use it because I don't need. For me, I've been able to use Calendly in a very smooth way. If I'm going to switch, I haven't felt in my gut, in my spirit to switch yet, even though it's a great platform, even though all you're getting on Calendly, you can get for free on Cal, because all the features on Calendly are available on Cal for free. Either way, I'm using Calendly because that's what I've been
How
able
you
to
gonna
use.
guilt us into using Cal and you're not even using Cal? I
No,
almost
I
crossed
do.
over.
I do. No, no, listen, it's Calendly versus Cal. I did not say, guys, use Calendly or use Cal. I brought these two up because everyone's going to choose their own. I am on both. I know, Rocky. Rocky's going crazy. I love it. No, but honestly, if you're looking at these platforms, I'm just bringing them up because you may not have heard of them before. So I wanted to make sure you can hear them and then choose the platform of your choice. If you want to use Calendly, great. If you want to use Cal, great. Yes, Sean, and then Pierre.
It just goes back to if you have it embedded on your website. I think that was your main point is, being able to keep people on your website and not go outside of it. I was just kind of giving you a hard time as well.
I know y'all are just doing me like I don't know what's going on. Landstronaut comes in with the blow, Rocky comes in with the flow, Sean comes in. You know
Welcome to the
what?
family.
Under
Favor's always been here,
it's
but welcome to the family,
Don't forget,
Sean.
I had a pecking order too. Remember the pecking order? You got a summit or whatever Rocky was talking about. He said spiritual warfare.
I love it. Pierre?
I'm waiting for the date. Thank you guys.
I'm just enjoying the smackdowns going on, but they are funny. But I'll say this a little quickly. You educated me, Favor, on Cal, because I just had not heard of it before today. Just goes to show, pay attention to the tools. And it's okay to borrow the phrase from Rocky, because I love this phrase as he said it, Fisher Price people. It's okay to be Fisher Price on your tools, at least initially. There's some tools you may be more Lego. I'm talking about Lego Star Wars, with all the pieces and all the detail and what have you. That's more than fine if it's something that you know that you use for your customers or in your workflow. I think those sort of things will dictate it quite a bit. But I like what Rocky brought up and shared about, there are people who still use Gmail, and that's, no one thing is going to tear up your business, but there is such a thing as gradually you do need to kind of keep pace a little bit. So audit your, every once a year at least, audit your time and think about tools like these that might help you to get ahead. And that's all I'm going to say, Favor. This was great. Love the session.
I think I think, and I am Fisher Price. Everyone knows I'm Fisher Price, and I'd love to go high level. I think there should be a way, maybe me and Favor can talk about it, to where we kind of maybe have, because I think I talked to you. Oh, can you hear me? Siri, can you
Yeah.
Loud
hear
and
me?
clear, Rocky. You're coming
Yeah.
Oh,
through.
Siri was on at the same time talking to me. It was really weird. And I don't know, Favor, let me know your thoughts. Because I know my audience, right? I know how I built my audience. I've trained my audience on Fisher Price. Yet there's some very high level people coming in here that talk developer status. So there has to be a way to where, and we talked about this the other day, about how do you talk to everybody when everyone's in a different segment of the funnel, right? Because you don't want to miss the thing that I'm always weary of when we start conversation is that everyone kind of understands what's going on, because I've been in spaces that were super high level and I've lost context. Like it started off one way and then it trickled down the other way. And then next thing you know, people are leaving because they don't even know what the hell you're talking about. So I just get very cognizant of that when it starts to go that direction, because you don't want to lose your audience based off of not understanding. And that's what I'm very careful of in this space. So whenever we go high level, I always bring it back down for the Fisher Price people, because not everybody is high level.
I love that double entendre you just did right now with Go High Level. That was dope.
I won't even trying to do it.
And talk to yourself or not make sense. It's not right. And it's wasting your time too. So you're actually doing yourself a disservice. So I love that you said that, Rocky. Definitely we need to bring it down, but also make it understood so that when someone is able to scale, they can see where they're scaling from and where they're scaling to, than just guessing or just haphazardly picking anything because that's the next best thing in town. So it's very important to look at it.
Or do both and just title it in a way to where people know, like, this is some heavy shit. Like this is some serious stuff, or this is some developer, or just something.
Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll start using the rooms and I'll put brackets in them and I'll put beginner or I'll put advanced or I'll even put intermediate. So that way, when you come in here, we'll now know exactly how we doing. Yeah, I think that would be a better way to make it better so that you don't come in here and like, whoa, at least you knew what's going on before you stepped to the room. So thank you guys for sharing. Anyone else wants to say anything before we go?
Sorry, one last thing is, do you have a tool to test out your website to see the SEO ranking on it? Ours website, I was wondering if you had a tool for that.
Okay, so with this one, there's a tool called isitagentready.com. That's a website that is just not, it's not going to tell you what to do. It's going to show you what is already existing. So it's just a report tool. Is it agentready.com? I put the link in the chat. That information you get there is what you see. And then that's where we now come in to implement and make the changes so that we can optimize for growth and change the score. Great question, Sean. So that's the tool right there. Is it agentrating.com? You can definitely check it out. I did a whole room on that because sometimes we talk about these tools and things and we're like, are we ranking? Are we sure? What's our position? Do we know what we're doing? So that we're also not guessing. And when we work with these things, it makes sense because when you apply these things on AI or apply these different metrics, what really happens is that it takes between 6 to 24 weeks to see what you've made an implementation of, maybe in an hour or maybe in a week. So don't just think, I'm going to just switch this up and I'm going to start getting traffic all of a sudden. No, I just want to give you all a disclaimer because sometimes we just get LinkedIn happy. We get too happy. And then before you know it, we're too happy and then something happens and you're like, dang. So no, the goal is just to look at it, see what's going on, and then understand where you are, and then be able to use that to now know what to fix. And that's why I always do a full audit because there are so many moving parts on your site. A lot of things could be wrong, a lot of things could be right. So it just depends on what you're looking at and how we can fix that within the timeline that we have. So thank you so much for that question as well. Anyone else? Going once, going twice.
Flavor, I just want a favor. I wanted to say, sorry for mispronouncing your name. I wanted to say, can we link up later so we can see what we can do to help our people back home? I am so passionate about helping, and I think we can do something together if you can link up with me.
Definitely. I'll send you, I have a virtual coffee link. I'll send that over to you so we can talk over it.
Okay, thank you.
Kind of information. There are people, there are countries, there are businesses that don't know what you're listening to today. So I don't know everything, but I know that there are things that are not being talked about a lot that people can hear. So I'm just grateful that we're able to share moments like this and help each other so that we're not falling behind, because you might ask your friend or somebody around you and you'll be like, what is that? You don't know, but these are the things we talk about and make it very demystified so that you're easily able to understand and take the next steps forward. So thank you all for being here. This has been great. Thank you. I see you, Mizai. I see you with your balloons. So Clubhouse-versary. Happy Clubhouse-versary. Good to see you as well. 4X, Mikael, C-Money, Kershaw, Ashok, Lisa, Michelle, Michael, Busad, Ajababa, Brandon, Umar. Thank you for being here as well. Dr. Yvette, Fly Tie, Godwin, Racole, Chris, Jay. Good to see you too. The Notary Giant, Dr. JS, Bridget, Sherry, Deep Rich, Mr. Chris, Big G, Everything AI, Dr. Pam, Sean, Coach Z, JL, Pierre, and Rocky.
I have an announcement.
Let's go.
Oh, there's some experts in the room, and you cannot hide from me but for so long. So I will be reaching out for you to be speaking up in here. Don't think I don't see you, because I see you. Like Dr. JS, he's like, But no, for real, we are looking for more speakers in the house, the business and marketing house. Favor's been holding it down. V's been holding it down. But if you do have some expertise, feel free to come in and host here. Just send me a message. We'll do a couple rooms with you to make sure you know what you're doing. Hold the space, because I'm not here from 9. I'm usually here early in the morning, but I'm not here till the evening, and I only really do rooms on the weekends. So we need you, and you're welcome in this space. That's all, Favor. Back to you. And thank you for your patience, Favor, by the way, because it takes a lot to deal with me.
You are welcome, Rocky. Anytime. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm glad that we're able to do these things in a healthy way. Sometimes people might just leave the room because like, damn, these guys are so salty. They're so payy. This and it. Nope. You won't find that here, because we love to give. We love to serve. We love to be here and share all the love and care, because we care about you. That's why we talk about these things. We could be doing something else right now. You could be in the pool. You could be taking your dog on a walk. You could be in the jacuzzi. You could be playing a sport. You could be somewhere watching a movie, but you're here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate you, and your time as well is very well spent, and we love everything that we do with you here. So I'll definitely be back here again. Before we go, is there a topic? I think it would be good to ask this. It would be really great to ask this question. Is there a topic you want us to discuss? Put it in the chat, and I can take a screenshot and I'll turn them into rooms. So I'm going to pick the first 3, and then I'll schedule them out. So if there's a topic, JL, you have a good one. Okay, what is it? And then you can put it in the chat too, so I can
And
remember.
they don't just have to be business and marketing. We do mindset rooms, we do mommy rooms, we do all kind of rooms as well. So just want to put that out there.
Oh.
Favor, I can
Yeah,
just
you
say it?
can.
Okay.
We were sitting there waiting. I was like, did he have mic or what?
I know, me
My bad.
too.
Yeah, one good question I have for this SEO thing. Obviously AI is changing everything. I built a website and a company AI native, like literally AI built everything. So, and I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting the name right now. Favor. Most of the internet is built on what stack? What you say it a lot. It's what I used for my first company. Most people build on this thing. They build websites on it. But WordPress, yes. WordPress. So one question I have is there a difference from Google rankings and Google SEO and Google crawling for WordPress versus AI native sites? And is there any data on that? What's it shaping like? Especially if you're bootstrapped and not like a company that's backed by VC and can get lots of links. Because I'm questioning if I should go restart my whole build on WordPress, because I know WordPress will, it just the kind of stack and how it works. It'll coordinate with Google really simple, versus right now I'm fighting with Google to crawl. It's, I don't know what it's doing. I don't trust it. And it's been like, several months. So that kind of stuff I think is maybe important to figure out for SEO.
100%. No, that's a good one. I'll definitely bring that up. Thank you for bringing that in here, because I'll just say this just to give you all a little trailer. There are 1.1 billion websites in the world. I've done this research. It's always going to keep changing, but this is what you see as a standard. There are 1.1 billion websites in the world. That means there are 1.1 billion people out of 8.2 billion people in the world right now that have websites. 43% of the websites in the world are built on WordPress. We're talking hotel websites, government websites, medical websites, hotel websites, school websites, business websites. Most of them are operating on WordPress. And then within WordPress, are you using Elementor? Are you using Divi? Are you using Cornerstone? Are you using Astra? There's so many moving parts. That's why it can get really clunky for someone who doesn't know what's going on. But there are things that you can definitely do. So I'll bring it in because we build on WordPress, we build on Wix, we build on Squarespace, we build on Tilda, we build on Doda, we build on Squarespace, Wix, and all these other platforms, these CMS platforms. But when it comes to domain authority and your content base, that platform is going to be very important. Like for me, for example, I have a Wix site and my domain authority is at a 47, which is really high, for a website. So when you look at, and that's by Ahrefs, but you can also have a WordPress site and your domain authority is a 10. So you wonder, okay, you could also have a WordPress site that has a domain authority of 80. So it really depends on the infrastructure of the site and how it's built. And we'll talk about those things because there are so many moving parts and I'd like to break that down. So thank you for that question. I'll definitely bring that in too. So that was a really good one. Coach Z says more on how to keep site from being hacked. Yeah, definitely. I found a solution for that for sure. Because looking at websites that got hacked, trying to fix those things, we took about 12 weeks to fix about 3 websites just because of one hack that happened. So that's a really good question, and we'll talk about that. Rocky, you want to say something?
Yes, I want you to run back Eventbrite and SEO, because I'm going back to hosting live events.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to bring that to Eventbrite SEO for sure. Okay. These are good topics. I want to also, focus on products, brands, businesses, softwares that you are aware of. So when you use these platforms again, or when you log in again, you can see things differently and understand what you're paying for, what you're subscribing to, and what you're actually investing in. So these are very important things, and they value so much more to me when you're able to see them on your own and you can explain it, so that we don't spend time talking about it when we could actually be actualizing it over time. So thank you guys for sharing this as well with me. I'll definitely get these questions in as well. Sean says, finding a wife. Whoop-de-doo. That's going to be a different conversation. How do you find a wife? Yeah, trust me, all kinds of opinions and questions and thought process will be in there, but you just never
Oh,
know.
Jesus. I could show you. Never mind. I ain't gonna say that.
Right, talk about it.
Sorry.
It's hard in these streets.
On. We should have a room about that.
I'm cracking up. No, we should definitely do that. Kind of like a spin-off, like we could talk about it. Yeah, it's definitely important. It's actually crazy because this is a little TMI, y'all, but there was a time I remember this only happened once. This was on Clubhouse, like in 2020 or so. People were talking about this question, and I was like, this is crazy. I remember that day so well because I was getting a haircut and I had to log off of the Clubhouse because I couldn't stay in the room, but it was crazy. People were talking about as couples or relationships, when you have intimate with your partner, when you have romance with your partner, when you have sex with your partner, do you like to have it in the morning or in the evening? Does that affect your business productivity in the day or at night? It was like a business conversation, but it was a little left. It was
How did they
crazy.
mix that with business?
Evening, but you're talking about it as a couple, not like outside of business, but how do you use
Yeah,
your
how do you
productivity?
manage? Yeah.
Exactly, how do you
Hmm.
manage it? So they were not using the business side. They were saying, okay, you could be in a room, you could be stressed, you've had a whole weekend, a whole day, you talk to your spouse or you talk to your partner, and that is going to help you in the day, or to process, to think better. People were talking about it in so many different ways. That's why it was a little crazy. That's why I said
It's
it's a little
hilarious
TMI.
because I don't know how mine deal with me because all I do is sleep. Sleep in the day, sleep in the night. I don't know. It's I really be wanting to have relationship rooms, but it's like how they get. Especially, I do not want to be. Y'all been in some of these relationship rooms. Like I don't want it to be that.
Right, they get
I
messy.
I was totally
Yes.
kidding as far as topic goes, but
It's too much of a clickbait type of thing now. It really is.
Exactly. Like you don't want, and then the quality of people you get to is going to be different. So
That part. And I don't know what the trend is where people, I don't know if you've experienced this, Favor, anybody else. The trend is where people freaking come on stage and they stay unmuted. I'm like, can you mute your mic? It's like they want to jump in when they're ready to jump in. I'm like, mute your mic. Like we have a mute mic policy here. It's so crazy.
it's so true. Nah, we have to definitely have a good code of conduct, respect, mutual respect, and give everyone a time to speak, And I think, Rocky, you were away a little bit. Dr. Pam was talking about chatter and what happened and how it was not a good
Oh
experience and she
God.
came back, So I've seen it,
I used to work for Chatter, and then I left and came back. I left and came back. I'm back over there now. It's much calmer than it was before. I, for one, apologize if that happened to you. But what I will say, and I'm sure Favor anybody else would agree, go where you're celebrated. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Actually, it was just a one time. It was my first time going in there. And because I know most people who are in Chatter used to be in Clubhouse. So that's why I said, you know what, let me go in there because I'll find friends in there. And then that was my first experience. But that's okay. Maybe it was a bad day. I don't take these things personal. I just, move on.
I love that spirit. It's a very warm and beautiful spirit. So thank you for being here. Clubhouse is not going nowhere. Clubhouse is going to be 7 years old next year. That's a full grown child. That's a big. That's what.
Not only that, I would have never came back. I would say Clubhouse is better because when I came back, I was like, oh, first of all, what are these medals on your faces? And then it was like the discovery got better. I don't know what they did, what they switched, but it's a lot more people now. Because before, Favor, that little ugly period where they crossed over from followers to friends, and it was very hard to get people in your rooms. And now it's just way better. And there's new people coming all the time still, which is crazy to me.
No, definitely Clubhouse is still winning. A lot of people are still here, and I'm glad that we're able to have conversations like this at full scale. So thank y'all for being here, and definitely we look forward to seeing you again and being back here. We'll have more rooms like this, and make sure that you sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, stay hydrated, stay blessed, and just enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful night as well for those who are in the US. If you're in another country, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I look forward to seeing you guys again in this room very soon, God willing. Till next time, take care. Bye for now. Welcome to season 13, where you listen, you live, you learn, and you earn. A lot of information is always given on this show. So we're in the 13th season. God has brought us so far, and I just want to thank God for the opportunity to connect with you today on a such quiet, calm space like this. So thank you for listening. Know that Jesus loves you, and know that you can always connect with me on the We Don't Play Podcast show. More specifically, go to wedon'tplaypodcast.com, or you can go to playinc.online. That is PLAYINC.online, and get in touch with me. Let's get on a call. Let's talk. Let's focus on SEO for 2026 and beyond. So until we meet in the next episode, God bless you. Jesus loves you. Stay hydrated, stay safe, and stay blessed, and stay tuned. Bye for now.